Today, we are having some adventures in Amethyst Craftworks. Some adventures in crocheting. Friends! Hello! Welcome back to Amethyst Craftworks. I'm Samantha, and welcome back to a Movie Marquee Challenge update. I guess technically this is update number 2 since last week, which I'll link up here for you in case you missed it, was the reaction, the reveal, the scheming, the plotting, the planning for the month of August, for Bella's pick for August. And today I actually have some stuff to show you. Last time we discussed yarn colors and things like that. And today I've got a few squares and a few appliques to show you. And so before I babble on here for just way too long, let's actually get into my updates. So, in my project bag for the Movie Marquee, it is even less filled now than it was, I think, when I showed it to you guys initially, because I have used some of the yarn that was in here. I had kind of a rainbow sort of scheme going on with a couple of neutral colors of gray and like a khaki tan kind of color, because the movie for the month of August is Adventures in Babysitting. This was Bella's pick for the month of August. A really fun movie, like a Wayne. Yes, it's a Wayne and Zachy movie, right? No, how about Zany and Wacky? There we go. It's a good movie. It's a fun time. And the color inspiration that I was pulling was, I mean, it's in the poster, but it's really the main character, the main girl. Her name is Chris, which I have since confirmed since last week. Her name is indeed Chris. And her scarf, the very long color block knitted scarf that she wears pretty much throughout the entire movie, is my inspiration for the color scheme of my squares for the month of August. So first, I'm going to show you some squares. So, I got interrupted there. I'm very sorry if the camera is not quite where it was before, or that I'm not quite where I was before. But anyway, I was showing you guys my sort of empty Movie Marquee project bag and the squares that I have made so far for the month of August. So the first one that I made was in some colors that I just really wanted to use. You guys know, I'm sure by now, that purple and orange, purple and green, purple, green, and orange, etc. Those are like some of my favorite color combos. So doing this square with the khaki, the blues, the purple, and then the orange on the outside, this was just sort of a given. I was like immediately drawn to this color combo. But then I decided I ought to make a square that's sort of in the color arrangement of Chris's actual scarf. And it ended up being very similar. Instead of khaki in the middle, it's the gold. And then instead of the orange, it's the red. But it's essentially two very similar squares, right? The blues and the purple, the light middle, the warm color on the outside. It is very similar to each other. And that's okay. I don't necessarily mind that. Although I think one of these, maybe this one, since this is kind of the color arrangement that I pulled from her scarf, this may be the square that we do the applique on. But then the last one, I just wanted to make a rainbow. So I did. At least as close to a rainbow as I can get with 5 rounds and also without green. Because I think in the poster, her scarf has green in it, but I think in actuality it doesn't, or I couldn't see it in any of the screenshots I found of her wearing it. And I can't remember if she actually has green in it in the movie. But green, neither here nor there. Green isn't a color that I picked for this month. So I just did a rainbow kind of as best I can. Red, orange, yellow, light blue, and purple. And so that one it turned out so fun. This is my usual, like, color scheme, color concept. Black and white, dark colors, right? So this isn't necessarily my usual, but that doesn't mean I don't love a rainbow. I don't love a rainbow moment, right? Of course I do. So this, for sure, is going to add a pop of color to my cardigan. And I love that color combo. I love the way it looks. But, oh, hold on. My bag fell. Ugh. And it holds the last 2 things that I'm going to show you, which are my appliques. Now, I will link you down there in the description to the tutorial that I used from Heather for the solid granny squares. And I will also link you to the pattern that I used for my appliques, because there are 2 of them here. And they do have super long tails on them, as I leave them long so I can sew them on. But it means they're kind of hard to wrangle here. So while I'm babbling and stalling, I'm jumbling up the long tails here. There we go. Okay. So my applique, Bella, she is Miss Smarty Pants, I tell you what. She guesses what my applique is, like, accurately every time. This time, she got it. She guessed exactly what it is. And I will hold it up. What is the best way to hold it up like this? It is silver. They are figures. They are wings. And I guess I'll just let the long tails go. All that winding, pointless. Because if you envision these little wingy dings on the sides of my head with maybe a silver helmet across the top of my head, perhaps you will understand that this is Thor, right? And you may be thinking, Thor? Wasn't this movie from the 80s? What is Mr. Chris Hemsworth doing in an 80s movie? No, not that Thor. So I think you can probably see, I'll put it up again, or maybe it's still up, the picture of the characters, like a screenshot from the actual movie. The little girl in the picture, she is obsessed with Thor. She wears a silver, make sure I have this right here, right? She wears a silver helmet pretty much throughout the entire movie with the Thor wings on the side of it. And so this was my applique idea. And I think, like, it's not gonna, well, let me grab the one that I think is going to be the actual applique square. So these are going to go like that across the top. There we go. You can kind of tell what I'm going for here, right? So these are going to go across not the top, the middle of the square. And I haven't decided yet if I want to make like another gray, just like strip to attach these two. I don't know. But at the moment, that was my idea. I thought it was clever enough. And so, yeah, these little wings, I will link you down in the description to the pattern that I used. It was super easy, super simple. And they turned out really cute and, like, really accurate. They're hard to show you There, I guess you can see the end wants to curl quite a bit. There, right? It's like the side of his head, right? Like the wing, you get it? I thought that was a pretty good idea. And, it worked out. These just happened to work out to be like the perfect size to fit on my squares, and so on and so forth. And yeah, that's my update for the Movie Marquee so far for the month of August. Kind of a short update, not a real like long involved update because I've only got half my squares done and the first portion of my applique done. And yeah, that's really all I've got to talk to you about today. How are things going for you for the Movie Marquee? Did you pick colors? Did you pick a project? Are you doing a kind of ongoing thing like I am where every month you add to it? Or are you doing a new thing every month like Bella, for example, where she's doing full-size blankets every month? Or Heather, like me, is doing like squares and tiles. And I mean, Heather's are much more involved than mine are. Let's be real. Hers are exquisitely beautiful, but you get what the the point that I'm going for, right? What are you doing? That's all I'm trying to ask. Did you pick colors? What are you doing? That sort of thing. Leave me a comment, let me know. And if you enjoy the Movie Marquee, leave me a like so I know. And please subscribe today as well, because I would love to have you join us here for the Movie Marquee or for anything else that might be going on here in Amethyst Craftworks world. And until I have another update on something else, I will just let you go. Take care. Goodbye.